In our journey through life, we often seek ways to stay connected to God amidst worldly duties. We pray, we worship, and we visit temples, yet our minds frequently wander back to worldly concerns. True spiritual maturity lies not in running away from life, but in learning to remain inwardly anchored in God while living amidst daily duties. Today's Pravachan reveals how to maintain unbroken awareness of the divine by offering every thought, word, and action to Him. God has gifted us with intellect, and we use it for our work. This means that God Himself gets the work done by us. With the faith that everything happens only by His inspiration, you develop love for God. Do everything for God, and you will not be affected with sin or merit. Once Kabir had some guests. There was nothing in the house. Tradition requires guests to be regarded as God. So Kabir stole just enough grain to feed them. Stealing is a crime. But in stealing for God, there is no sin. Remembering God, at least after a deed and dedicating it to Him, will reduce pride and develop love for God. Resolve firmly, I belong to God and not to the world. This resolution should be as firm as the conviction that I am a human being. This, however, may be difficult to achieve. The next, simpler way is to maintain the faith in the heart that whatever is happening is according to the inspiration, power, and will of God. If this also is not possible, maintain unbroken remembrance of God by chanting Nama aloud by tongue. In this process of awareness, the mind is constantly attached to God. At present, we are going in the opposite direction. We physically worship God, go for pilgrimages, etc. But our mind is attached to Prapancha. You know, a daughter-in-law labors hard for everybody in the family, but in her heart she is for her husband alone. In the same way, we should do everything required for everybody in the family, but in the mind, we must constantly maintain the awareness, I belong to Rama. When we enter a train, various things may happen. We may have to stand. We meet a variety of people. But later, we forget all this in the happiness of reaching our destination. In a similar manner, our aim is God, and we remain in His awareness. The difficulties in the worldly life get only transitory importance. Nama should be chanted for His grace, and not for fulfillment of worldly desires. It is Nama alone that will help us attain the aim. Like God, we should be aloof from Prapancha while being in it. Learn to look at the body as a detached spectator. If this is not possible, while attending to the worldly affairs, maintain constant awareness of God. You may forget what you have read, seen, or done, but the awareness of God firmly held in the heart will never be forgotten. Sri Athibatha Nayanar was a humble fisherman of Nagapattinam, deeply devoted to Lord Shiva. Each morning, as he cast his net into the sea, he made a sacred vow. The first fish he caught would be offered to Lord Shiva. This act of surrender was not occasional but lifelong. It became his daily form of worship. Days came when his catch was small, sometimes barely enough to feed himself. Yet he never broke his promise. Then one blessed day, his net caught a magnificent golden fish, shimmering like molten light, a treasure that could have ended all his hardships. But Athibatha Nayanar's awareness of God was unwavering. He saw that fish not as fortune, but as the Lord's own gift to be returned. With folded hands and devotion-filled eyes, he offered it back to the sea, to his beloved Shiva. In that moment, his worldly identity dissolved, and his entire being was absorbed in the awareness of God. The Lord, pleased with such single-pointed devotion, granted him liberation. Athibatha Nayanar's life teaches us that true remembrance of God is not merely chanting with lips, but surrendering every gain, loss, and moment to His will. Even amidst daily labor, if our heart remains fixed on God, our awareness remains unbroken. To live with unbroken awareness of God is to transform every act, from the smallest duty to the greatest sacrifice, into worship. Let us learn from the example of Athibatha Nayanar. Remain steady in devotion, offer the first fruits of every effort to God, and accept everything as His will. When such faith blossoms, worldly waves cannot disturb the ocean of inner peace. Let us resolve today, I belong to God alone.